It looked like Goliath had actually won, but Benji just brought out the slingshot and tore them to pieces.
So is that the fable?
Yeah, that's the fable.
So even though he's massive, you can just use a little slingshot.
Use a little slingshot. And Benji just showed how the subtleties of skill and poise just end up winning the day.
And it was a surprise too, because I did expect Alex Johnson to play at fullback. I didn't think Cody Walker would be back there, but Benji came in and this pass here.
Oh, this was awesome.
Like this, that is
Mind you, my hammies
right,
were screaming for Johnston then. My hammies were in pain for him because he reached for that ball.
to get a right offload back into the right spot there was
well, if it was 10 years younger, I would have hit him on the chest. You could see how his old right arm just had enough energy to loop it back onto the inside, and it was a brilliant play to catch it, and he was unbelievable. Benji was unbelievable.
He was awesome. But
it was fantastic.
Wasn't it the old cliche of the two halves? In the first half, Souths missed 32 tackles and David Fifita scored 3 tries. In the second half, they completed every single set of 6 that they had, the Rabbitohs. And then Benji, and they had a lot of football, and then Benji off the back of it was absolutely fantastic. He was epic.
Can you think of another player who was as brilliant as Benji was in his youth, but had managed to adapt his game as he's gotten older to almost change it in so many ways to be just as effective almost?
I reckon the player that comes to mind is Ben Kennedy. Now, Ben Kennedy was a great young player and he was wild, but when he played for Manly at the back, he was a different style of player, but he was more effective. And it was a bit like Benji, where he's not as quick or as flamboyant, but you can just see there, he didn't panic from the scoreboard and the skills were still there, although the arm wasn't as strong, but everything was still there, but nearly better in a way.
Yeah. I'll go back a little bit earlier. Steve Rogers and Brett Kenny both modified their games. They were outstanding centres, 5'8", who went to the back of the scrum and modified their game. But in answer to the question, I've seen nobody who has played better than Benji Marshall for such a period of time. The longevity and his impact is better than anybody I've seen.
Yeah, and he will next week become the most capped Kiwi player to play NRL. Wow. He'll play 332 NRL games and he'll be the first New Zealand-born player to do that.
He deserves that.
That's amazing.
He deserves Benji Button. That was outstanding.
Look,
Benji Button.
It took me a long time to come up with that script and write it myself. Thank you, Tom. Well played.